Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the VNC podcast. First time ever. Oh man, I'm hyped about this. It's gonna be awesome. Alright, here we go. That's the music. There we go. Hello! How are you guys doing? We're live, by the way.
Hi.
Oh god.
Hello.
That was loud. Let me... There we go. I think it should be now good. Oh god. I'm nervous.
Yeah, same here.
It should be fine though. We picked a little bit of a theme here before we started. We just figured out that I actually have these sunglasses, and suddenly everybody else has sunglasses as well, so that happened. Anyway, welcome to the VNC podcast. We talk about video games and basically all that's related to video gaming and the scene and, you know, the industry and all that stuff, and, you know, generally try not to derail the subject on, you know, the topic or anything. Which I will strongly believe that will happen, but, you know, it's fine. My name is Mythred, and I'm a variety caster. I'm now officially part of VNC. Actually, I think I'm the newest member, actually.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Alright.
Ooh, I can see you again.
Let's go around the members of the VNC podcast for tonight. We have our other permanent member of the VNC podcast, Zarizan. Say hello.
Hello! Hello!
For
How is everyone?
Yeah, everybody who's new here, would you tell us what you do on Twitch?
I stream as well, oddly enough. I stream video games.
Oh, you told me now. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm one of the few that still does that. No, but basically I'm a variety caster, so I basically play whatever I want, whenever I want. And whenever work will let me do it.
I've seen you stream a bit of Binding of Isaac, and actually you're gonna attend the tournament as well, which is gonna start in a few hours. So,
yes,
hint, nudge to everybody who hasn't already heard of it.
Exactly. And I'll be both refereeing, commentating, and racing, so it should be good.
That's gonna be very good. I'm actually gonna commentate the races as well. Not sure about if I'm gonna do any runs during the tournament. At least I've got a show match of some sorts against MG planned out, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna lose that so hard. Like I just cannot finish one run. It's just impossible for me. What's the first match? Which one is the first match actually?
Reckless TV versus Nagasaki Ninja. I already set the dual link up.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Alright. So, today, our only guest, and our first guest, I'll welcome you to Raphnika. Say hello.
Hello.
Tell us what you do on Twitch.
I used to stream as well, but my internet sadly cannot handle me streaming right now. I'm living in a household with 3 other people. Internet is kind of a bitch today, but I'm mostly on Twitch in the comment section and, yeah, watching streams.
Alright, sounds good. Cool. So, hype! Oh yeah, hype.
Yeah.
So about VNC podcast, this is actually going to be a regular thing on the channel. The original plan is to do one podcast every other week, I imagine, like 2 times a month, which I found out is going to be pretty great. If this turns out to be very popular and viral, we might as well do a few more. But I'm not sure yet. It's all in baby shoes still.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Still have very much plans, but this feels pretty good already. So, I'm actually prepared for this quite a little bit. Let's get our advertisements and, you know, in placements here already. Sprite. I've got a full
Official sponsor.
Sponsors. No, actually, but, you know, you might actually think of it. Anybody watching on Sprite? Yeah,
Sponsored by Ray-Ban.
Coffee! Somebody's got coffee! Also got some ducks here. So that's great.
Are we willing... You know, you need to have that little P at the corner. That's a part of Danish law. If you have any kind of product placement when you start the show, you need to have a little P in the corner so that people know.
Well, this is unofficial. We're not actually advertising stuff. Kinda.
Of course not.
Sorta. So, and we're actually about the VNC podcast. We sometimes are going to have, I think, 2 guests if that's possible. Now we couldn't find the other guest, sadly, but I hope better next time, I guess.
Yep,
Hopefully.
We'll see. It's part of my t-shirt. Well, I have to switch my t-shirt just for that. Anyway, we're surprisingly good here. I think everybody's just nervous and not really derailing this stuff, so I guess we just should move on. So, what have you guys been playing lately? Let's start with Zarizan.
Yes, I've been playing a few games. How recently are we talking though? Like
Well,
that's
I guess during last week, you should do something like that. Lately, at least.
I've played some Minecraft, some Walking Dead Season 1, 400 Days, and Season 2, and City Skylines. And off-cast, I've been playing a little bit of Formula 1 2014.
Ooh, nice. How do you find that?
Well, after I completed my first race, my middle finger and my hand were like really, really sore and hurt quite badly.
I guess you just, WASD and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you should get a steering wheel for that.
Yeah, I
That'd
would
be
love
amazing.
to. I would love to, but unfortunately, in this day and age, they cost money.
Yeah, they do. I still got my 12-year-old steering wheel, actually, and my father got really enthusiastic about it. Basically, right now he's playing downstairs some rally game, I guess. He really got into it. Seriously, not even kidding. After a
We should
while.
get him on the podcast as well.
Yeah, probably. I might as well actually ask him someday if he's willing to do one. Don't know if his
Should be
English
fun.
is going to be enough, but anyway.
But yeah, I would love to get one, and I would love to play a little bit more racing in the future, if I manage to get one.
It's kind of better when you have like a realistic setup for that. Kind of like, not
Yeah.
only the steering wheel and pedals, but we might actually have like the gear and the handbrake, that sort of stuff. But then again,
Oh yeah,
also costs a whole lot of money. If you have,
it
more
really does.
realistic
It
stuff.
really does.
Let's see what in the chat. For my fill list is Bloodborne,
Oh,
City
oh.
Skylines, Minecraft, Isaac, Counter-Strike, Ollie? Do?
Ollie, Ollie.
Ollie! That's actually a Finnish name. Ollie! Ollie!
Yeah, that's actually true. Isaac was obviously one of the games I did not mention on my list. I've obviously been playing some Isaac as well.
It's like everybody plays Isaac.
Who
This
hasn't?
doesn't
Yeah.
even have to be mentioned at this point, pretty much, because everybody plays it. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Like, remember when back when it was released, actually? My friends list was filled with people, like, I think 35 people were online. 22 or so people were playing Binding of Isaac Rebirth
Yeah.
at the same time. It's amazing.
Have you seen
It's,
the Victorynuts launch party? A launch party of Rebirth?
Oh, that might have been why.
Yeah.
That explains it. Yeah, everybody's playing that. Valiant Hearts. Oh yeah, that's a great game. Sorry.
Yes.
You've been playing that as well, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I played. What you play? I was like, lies, never. What's that? Binding of Isaac? Isn't that the story from Bible? What?
What about you, Raph, then? What have you been playing lately?
I just looked at my Steam library and my recent games. Obviously, Binding of Isaac, no need to mention that, but I find myself quite often play Counter-Strike at the moment. I don't know why. I get very high blood pressure when playing it, but I still love to play it.
Source. Or...
No, Global Offensive.
Oh, okay. So, just a new one.
Yeah, the
I-
competitive system is very nice.
Yeah, I haven't played Source in a while, but I think I've got like 400 or 300 hours on that thing. Like, that used to be very popular with my friends. Like,
Yes.
that's the only game we played. Literally. I only play. My friends would like come here and play Counter Strike and not even care about me. Let's play Counter Strike because you have it as the only kid.
Yeah.
I actually got that when I was like 11 or so.
Oui.
Fine. It's probably expired,
Yeah, and-
but nobody cares.
I'm one of the ones that haven't actually played Counter-Strike since I went to boarding school that's about a little over 10 years ago. I haven't really played it since.
And that's why?
So at some point, and I can't remember how far it is, it's probably around 10 years ago or something, I heard a story about basically, oh, just a second here. Oh, well, never mind. Basically, a kid, a man, something got shot because he was basically gloating about winning in Counter-Strike. And at that point, I kind of also said to myself, you know what? Some people just take this way too seriously.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
Yeah. And then you just stopped because of that, or?
I think that was the main reason, but I'm one of the persons for the most part, I don't really like multiplayer games where you go against each other. I by far prefer co-op games instead.
You're not very competitive nature, are you?
Well, I am. I think it's mainly because I'm a really, really bad loser.
I get you. I get you. It's fine. It's totally fine. You're not alone with this. I'm kind of a bad loser myself, kinda, because I always tend to win, at least get to second place, but I don't know. Looks like it's sure.
Yeah, like I said, playing global offensive really gives me high blood pressure because if I fuck up, I get mad. If my teammates fuck up, I get mad. I don't know. It's not good for my health.
And I thought games were fun.
Yes.
When did that change?
When money became involved, I guess.
I
Maybe.
guess. But again, esports have been around for basically forever.
Yeah.
It has.
I think they've been
quite
big
awesome to
for around 15 years now, pretty much. Ever since CS, I imagine.
Yeah.
Or Quake. Oh yeah, I
But
totally
never
forgot about Quake. Yeah,
imagine-
definitely. That thing exists. Or existed. Or whatever.
That's an old one.
They're very old, yeah, definitely. Anybody
Actually,
else
I've never
played anything else lately? Anything come to mind?
I started playing Mordor's Shadow. Or Shadow
Oh.
of Mordor. On the last couple days. It's quite fun for me, actually. First AAA title I touched in a couple of years, actually.
Unreal Tournament, yo, yeah, Slack. Totally.
Yes.
Now we're starting to actually come up with those competitive games. But yeah,
Like Shadows of Mordor is a really, really good game. It really is.
still yet to play
Yes.
that one. I've
Yeah,
heard it's
I have it.
pretty much not an Assassin's Creed game, which handles better than any Assassin's Creed game, which is a little odd, to be honest.
It's kind of a mix between Batman and Assassin's Creed set in an Middle-earth universe, and it functions better than Batman and
Yes.
Assassin's Creed.
It does.
That is very odd.
It's very odd. But it's a really good game, and I think one of the reasons why it's such a good game is because they tried the best they could to get away from the Lord of the Rings part.
That they did.
Well, for that they have quite a bit of lore in the Lord of the Rings.
Obviously, and
Of the Lord of the Rings, I mean.
of course,
Definitely.
and they have to follow that.
Yes.
That goes without a doubt. But you don't see anything from the Lord of the Rings movies. You don't see anything.
Gollum.
Gollum?
Well, okay, Gollum.
Always got Gollum.
Except him, though. Except him.
Stupid hobbits. Actually see any hobbits in that game? I reckon not.
I don't think so. I
Since
haven't really.
hobbits don't leave the Shire, it's quite unlikely to meet them in Mordor.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there's a point, yeah, definitely. So, what have you been playing lately? Well, obviously, I just finished The Walking Dead on my channel. I think that's like the sixth time that I've seen that game through. And, yeah, it's still amazing. I still like it. It hasn't lost its value, or, you know... Obviously, it's not much, you know, a game to replay. All in all, but, you know, it's the same as if you were to watch, say, The Walking Dead, the series. You know, season through and through. Again and again. Pretty much the same thing. Still haven't got season 2. I plan to get it as soon as it goes on sale and probably stream that after that. I'm a little afraid of streaming that blind because I'm a little afraid of spoilers and, you know, backseat gamers and basically jerks who don't get the rules.
Yeah.
Common issue.
What? Twitch has those?
Welcome to the club. We have dongles in here.
Yeah. Well, I understand your concern, but I think at least for the viewers, it would probably be more satisfying experience to see you play through it for the first time ever.
Probably,
Yes.
yeah. That's
Like,
why I'm still going to do it. Nevertheless.
yeah. When I play through The Walking Dead season 1 on stream, I honestly and also season 2 when I played through that. There were several times where I thought to myself, you know what, I probably only chose that decision because I know where the story goes.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't like that feeling. Not a big fan of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. You gotta be like brand new to the whole game and, you know, the story. Actually pick, you know, through straight from your brains and your brain heart.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
What do you feel like in the moment?
Yeah, exactly. Like that. But yeah, Walking Dead, what else have I been playing? Well, a whole ton of City Skylines. As
Yeah.
you're probably aware of.
Yeah.
That game's just brilliance. My points go to
Is that
Arrowhead
what
Studios.
SimCity should have been?
Sorry, what?
Oh, that's
it's the game SimCity should have been.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
No
Is it though?
microtransactions, no stupid shit, no servers,
No expansions as of yet.
no expansions as of yet, but
Instead, you get
no
mod
expansions
support.
at least.
You mentioned microtransactions. As far as I know, there are no microtransactions in SimCity.
They are.
They are.
Really?
You can buy blimps, for example, I guess.
Blimps?
Blimps.
For what reason?
I don't know.
This is
well,
blimps.
The thing is, though, like,
Blimps.
microtransactions to some degree, I don't care about them. If they give you something that enhances your gaming, like basically makes you easier. It makes it easier at whatever game you're playing. That's not all right. But if it's something that's only changes the appearance of things, then it doesn't really matter.
No.
Exactly, it doesn't
Totally
really
right.
matter. You're just putting money into questionably a good cause. Sorta. If you ever want to call EA a good cause.
And also, like SimCity recently, they do have offline mode now, so the servers don't really matter that much. And I think the part where you actually can play multiplayer, I consider that a plus compared to City Skylines.
Definitely, like the multiplayer adds a whole bunch of, you know, stuff to SimCity. You got, like, you know, I haven't got enough energy in my city. Can you help me out? Oh yeah, sure. Have it, like, here you go. As power plant. Share my energy. Doesn't that go like that? I'm not exactly sure. I haven't played SimCity in a while. Does it go like that?
What you basically can do, like if you are producing more power than you're using yourself, you can open it up so that anyone from the region can buy the power.
Oh, that makes sense. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it goes for anything really. Like it goes even for water, sewage, obviously, but also something like police coverage, hospital coverage. If you have extremely good hospital or police coverage. You can even lend out police cars and ambulances to the other cities in the region, to the other players. They can benefit from that.
That's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Although I don't
Maybe-
like the fact that in SimCity you cannot buy more land area for your one single
Yes.
city or area. I don't like that.
Definitely.
That's
Yep.
definitely where in SimCity, not SimCity, but City Skylines is definitely winning.
Yeah.
There's this tiny patch of nice, resources, and maybe there's a patch of oil. But it's like, it's like a bit away from my city. I just, you could just buy area next to it, and that's pretty much fine. So yeah, that's amazing. What else have I been playing? Come on, what's the game name? Well, obviously Binding of Isaac, which I'm still very bad at. I figured out, I think, was it yesterday? No, it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. I was basically tired as hell because I had a really long day, and I tried to play Isaac, and I just failed miserably because I died at Caves 1.
Wow.
That's a game you cannot play when you're tired. Definitely no, you really need to focus on it.
You are a scrub.
I am Scrub. I should learn to play.
Are you
Nasty
participating
face.
in the tournament?
I'm gonna commentate it, but not participate. I might do a show match with MG at some point, which is still in very much baby shoes as an idea, but I think it's gonna happen. Pretty sure of it. The demand is too high.
Exactly.
You wanna see me
Exactly.
suck? That's
Yes.
That's a way to say it.
yeah. Oh yeah, City Skylines. That game's actually finished. Props to finish.
It is?
Yeah, it's made in Tampere, which is a kind of relatively big city in Finland. It's like in the middle of everything, sort of. Of course, I think the publisher's actually Swedish, but the studio's from Finland.
No. I'm just wondering what cities and being Finnish has to do with girls.
I don't know, Puputin's a girl.
Oh.
Oh.
I didn't anyway know. City chief
Okay.
designer is a girl. Oh, okay.
makes
That's where the
sense.
girls part came in.
Okay, that explains a whole lot.
Not bad.
I've been playing a bit of Borderlands 2 with a friend of mine because he recently got into Borderlands 2, and I've been helping him a little bit with stuff, how to get
Off
better
cast?
weapons. Yeah, off cast,
Yeah.
pretty much. Now he's completely hooked. And I imagine we're gonna play a ton of Borderlands 2 in my LAN party, which is gonna be next weekend. Really excited about that. I think I might even stream that on my channel. Not sure.
Awesome.
I need to negotiate with my friends. So yeah, a little bit of Race Gun Rain. We actually tried that, get that multiplayer working.
Yep.
I like the fact that you actually have to like host your game by yourself, and it's actually pretty hard.
Yeah.
But then again, it's
Especially-
a small studio, so they cannot afford servers. So there's that.
Well, maybe in a couple years, month. Let's see what it takes.
Well, I guess you could always do something like Hamashi.
Yeah, I guess you could. It's a little bit too fiddly though. At least for me.
It can. Yeah, it can be. It can be.
Never liked Hamachi. Back when I was really big into Minecraft, me and a couple of friends of mine tried to actually set up a server with Hamachi, and that was that didn't go so well. Nobody of us know exactly how to do it. That kind of failed miserably.
Yeah, I haven't actually used Hamachi for several years, but I used to use it quite a lot, like a long time ago.
Same here. Actually, when I have the time span of playing Minecraft, really a lot of the time, I most of the time used Hamachi to connect to servers and play with friends.
All right.
It wasn't that difficult, but
Yeah, it wasn't that difficult. Yeah, I imagine. Somebody been rude in the chat? What's happening in the chat? I imagine. What? Going on?
Don't worry about it.
Nah, it's fine. We have mods in there. Bobbleton will take care of
Everything
it.
got it. Yeah.
Bobbleton got it. Bobbleton,
If
go!
you need to swing the banhammer.
Oh yeah! I had my banhammer. Well, I've got my Tanto knives. Maybe they'll do. I can actually get them right here if we so desired. But anyway. Anything else that comes into your minds? Maybe? Anything?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I guess that's about it then. Let me actually see on if I got anything on my Steam. Let's see.
I have Tabletop Simulator, actually.
Oh, you played that as well?
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Cool.
It's quite awesome to sit on a table with, well, on a virtual table with people from, let's say, America and play Uno.
Oh!
Quite hilarious.
Yeah, and the fact that it has like mod support, you can like, if it's a board
Yeah.
game, it probably exists in Tabletop Simulator. That's awesome. I really like it. You basically
Exactly.
mod any single board game that's basically exists in the world and play
And
it.
it's fairly easy to do.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for a good situation or an opportunity to play poker with a couple of friends of mine on Tabletop Simulator. I imagine it's going to be great fun.
Yeah. I think it would be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Hint, hint, VNC Poker Night.
Oh, yeah, that'd be amazing. I'd love to do that.
That could be a thing.
Instead of dollars, we could use like nuts.
Ooh.
I raised 2 peanuts.
But I don't want to lose my nuts.
Oh, it's not good enough.
Oh my. Oh my.
Not good enough? I hope it's better. I'll fix it a little bit. Anyway. I believe that's pretty much about it. I think we're... oh, wow, only 30 minutes into the podcast. This could be a quick one. We'll fill it eventually. Like, that's all fine. Actually, very good. We have a lot of time to talk about, you know, recent news when it comes to like the gaming scene and, you know, the industry and all that stuff. Maybe talk about a few new publishers and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly.
Do we need a break here? No, we don't. I
No,
imagine we
no.
don't.
No,
All right,
let's continue on.
Yeah, let's continue on to the news. If somebody doesn't have, or...
I think I have a quite interesting question, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What do you think of the uprising indie industry, if you can call it indie industry anymore? Because there are so many games popping out of the ground at the moment from independent publishers, and some of them are more or less the same as the others. What do you think on that?
I guess you're considering stuff like the roguelike 2D platformers and something like that.
Yeah. I mean, if you look on Steam Greenlight, you will find one interesting game, and then I will not say copies, but basically yes, 20 remakes of that game as well.
It's true. It's true. Like, I think there's a lot of focus on it recently. Obviously, you have something like Steam Greenlight, which helps stuff like that be a thing, but also Kickstarter. Like, Kickstarter has been here for a while, and like there's several games who've been growing strong. Like, there's several games that may not have ever been a thing if it weren't for one of those two things.
I mean, look at Star Citizen, for example. Have you seen it?
I have not.
Oh, yeah, it's the big Kickstarter thingy that got really viral. How much money does it have currently? It's
Let me
something
take a look at it
crazy.
real quick.
I've heard it's something like 20 million or so. Might be
They are
wrong.
past that point. They're
Oh,
past
God.
that point.
No way.
Yes.
You're kidding
Yes,
me
really, they
now.
are.
Oh my god. You have to check this
Within
out.
last year.
Oh god.
I'm checking right now.
Let me see that real quick. I need to check this up. Serious now. Star Citizen.
They are, yep, they are above 2 million.
2 million? I was talking about
Yep.
20 million.
Oh, okay.
I thought. Wait a second. They only 2 million?
What? Seriously?
Only? Oh, not only, but give me a second.
As far as I can see, at least on the Kickstarter page.
No, you don't have to look at the Kickstarter page.
Yeah, you actually, I mentioned you have to go to their page to see the
Exactly,
funding.
but-
Star settings and let's... Robert Space Interestings? Is it that? Might be. Yeah, it says...
Yeah,
it's-
Robert Space Industries.
Yeah, I need to check this out. Seriously. If it's actually like past 20 million, I'm gonna be amazed. Where is it?
77 million.
77. Oh my god, sir. 77 million. You kidding me?
No. I can give you a link.
Please do.
I will post it in the Twitch chat.
Yeah, do that. I need
Yeah.
to check this out. This is legit.
Almost 78.
Stretch goals. Holy shit, that's amazing.
Yep.
What are they gonna
the
do
funny-
with all that money? Seriously.
I don't know.
I guess by very huge servers, I imagine.
Yes. And they will gonna need that.
Like, I think at this point they're gonna match like EVE Online with those servers, or even go past them with that amount of money.
The funny thing is, they Robert, what's his last name? Well, the lead developer Robert went to quite a lot of publishers with his game idea, and he got rejected everywhere. And I guess they are pretty mad right now that they didn't buy the idea.
I guess the idea was kind of big, and basically the guys who are funding stuff weren't like didn't have the balls to actually get the idea. You know, fund the idea because it's so huge on the scale.
Yeah.
I imagine it was a little smaller, like at the start, because the target, the funding goal was smaller, but still, I imagine the idea was quite huge, even at the start.
Yeah, but then again, like on Steam Greenlight and on Kickstarter, you get those kind of stories. You get those stories about games that either in a short amount of time they get a shit ton of money, and basically they end up making a really, really good end product.
Yeah.
But you also hear stories about the other side of it. Like, you also hear about games, Kickstarters, where they may not get a shit ton of money, but they do get some money, and the game is never released, and they basically almost like just disappear.
Yeah, you get those stories quite often. But then again, you also see quite a lot of like, I wouldn't say blatantly copying other gamers or games or game projects, but I'd say projects that are too similar when compared to the other ones.
I mean, look at Minecraft. How many
Yeah.
Minecraft
Oh yeah,
clones
don't
are
even go
there?
there. Don't even go there. I've been going through too many Minecraft copies. Because
Yeah.
they're everywhere.
Exactly. I mean, some of them
The
are
thing-
really good and have a really interesting aspect to them, but it's basically still Minecraft.
The thing is, though, today you cannot make a game without it being a copy of something else.
Yeah.
It's impossible. You can't do it.
Yeah, true that. Like, I wouldn't say people are running out of ideas, but I think creativity and innovation is getting smaller
Yes.
and rarer, scarce, which is not a good thing. Of course, it's wonderful when like these little sprouts of innovation and creativity come up, but it's just sad to see all the unoriginal stuff. Craft, indeed.
Yes.
Good point, Luke, there. Craft. When there's no need
Like-
for mining, you can only craft.
Like even recently, at least relatively easy, there was a new game called Tuck. I think
Tuck.
it's
Tuck.
though this name is with a G instead.
Yeah.
But for at least for some things, it's very similar to Minecraft. But it has its own unique ideas. So, is it a direct copy?
I guess the basic concept is inspired by a game like Minecraft, but
And
Like-
when you
like-
think of it, Minecraft was inspired by Infiniminer
Yes,
and a lot
yes.
of other games, which were
Yeah.
very similar to Minecraft as it is right now. So I imagine it's just inspired by Minecraft. I guess it all depends on really how similar the game is in the, on the longer run. Pretty much. It's
yeah.
depends on the situation, pretty much, I guess.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call games like Tug very much a copy of Minecraft, but more like Minecraft inspired. What was I gonna say? Something about StarMade. Yeah, I mean the game has blocks, and some people say it's like Minecraft in space. Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
just
it
because
is.
it has blocks, yeah,
Exactly.
it's not like Minecraft. Also, a wonderful game. I played that once it was like very early alpha. The game is just wonderful in every way.
Well, basically, you could say the same thing, but we have like Terraria and we have Starbound. Isn't Starbound really just Terraria in space?
Well, yeah, it is, but I think the creator of Terraria was actually with them. Sort of.
That's possible.
They're kind of linked together. But then again, Terraria has its own good sides. For example, it's got like the Zelda feel in it. Actually, I actually haven't played Terraria in a while, but neither
neither.
Starbound either. Should probably get onto that. Didn't it get like this huge update lately? Starbound, that is.
Starbound, possibly. We should probably do some co-op casting of that at some point.
If we can set up a server, that is. Yeah, definitely.
Well, we can just play a host, and I think it'll be fine. We'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out eventually.
Yes.
Yeah, true that.
But when it comes to innovativity and creativity, I think there's the AAA industry is pretty lacking those skills at the moment.
It's wonderful when
Yeah.
they do take risks and big risks. That this might actually not work, but if it works, it's gonna be awesome. I'd like to
Yeah.
see more companies do that. I'd like to see EA do that more, or you say Ubisoft, or that sort of stuff.
Well,
What?
the thing is just like with games, with game companies like though, and both EA and Ubisoft has recently begun to get a reputation about pretty much producing half-finished games.
Pretty much, yeah. Sadly, but that's. I guess
when-
this is because the companies just don't care about the games necessarily that much. They just want to push them, to sell them at the right time. I think that's the sad thing. Like, I'd be happy to wait over, Christmas to get, some game that I've been really waiting for. If, you actually promise that it actually during launch it works and it's not like half broken, like say Unity was during its release. My God, that was awful.
Awesome City.
AAA RPG titles are really, really lacking nowadays. Some of the best and most anticipated RPGs are actually indie titles.
Yes.
Basically, because indie studios can actually take like risks, because there's not much like loss risk when AAA titles. There's a lot of money involved, so playing it safe might be the better option, or it might sound better to
And the best example for that is Call of
CEOs.
Duty, for example.
Yeah, Call of Duty.
I mean,
Definitely.
look at this shit. It's a favorite game to bash on my end, but I used to play it a lot back in the days, but
Call
now
of Duty.
it's just the same. They even use sometimes the same cutscenes from the early game.
Yeah, I've noticed that actually. You've seen it on the internet, like for example on YouTube, you've seen like how they compare like Call of Duty and Modern Warfare 2 and 3, there's the same scene somewhere.
Exactly. Where he carries some person carries another person.
Oh
This is
yeah,
the
you
same
know,
scene as
in the ending of Modern Warfare 2, like in which Soap is carried to safety, that same scene is in Modern
Exactly.
Warfare 3, but it's just different characters. That's about it. It's like, yeah, come on, please.
Well, if we're gonna go into anticipated AAA games, we do have something like, and this is both games that hasn't been announced yet: Fallout 4 and Half-Life 3.
I think
will never
Half-Life
be a
3
thing.
Half-Life 3, that's, you know, I know a whole bunch of people wait for the release of Half-Life 3, but honestly, I don't think I'm too scared to see that happening because the game is just too huge.
And
The thing is,
Yeah.
like, what I'm mostly worried about both of those games really is that they are so extremely hyped up that they can almost only fail.
and that is why Valve will never release Half-Life 3. They have focused on multiplayer games the last couple of years, and I don't think they will ever make another instance of Half-Life or a single-player game to speak of.
Yeah,
Maybe not. Maybe not.
I mean, the IP currently, the hype's just too big. It's too real. There's no way of seeing it actually, like, fulfills the expectations. But then again, have you seen the pictures of Source 2 engine working in action?
Yeah,
It's pretty amazing
so.
looking. The action
pretty
looks like
amazing
next gen, or current gen if you want to call it. Because PS4 and Xbox One are already here. It should be current gen, not next gen. Which
this is another thing. Next gen. I don't like this term.
I like it, but it's misused, sadly.
Yes.
Like, PS4 and Xbox One, they're already here. They're not next gen, they're current gen.
Yeah.
PS3
Exactly.
and Xbox 360, they're last gen. But people just need to accept it. But I think the reason why people still call PS4 and, you know, that sort of stuff next gen is because they've gotten used to 360 and PS3 because they've been, you know, around so long time. I think 9 years. Wasn't it released? I think it was like, wasn't 360 released in somewhere in 2005?
Somewhere around that, yes.
Yeah, so that'd be 9 years between. That's quite a lot, even for a generation. Like back when you know, PS1, you know, Nintendo 64 were around, console generation lifespan was around, I think, 4 years.
Yeah.
Compare that today, like it's pretty rare actually for a console to be around for that long.
And
The
now,
thing is, the thing is though, when Xbox One and the PS4 were released, I completely understand what you're saying, Mythred, but when they were released, I wouldn't say that they at that point was the current gen, because all that was published for it was basically PS3 and Xbox 360 games who were ported over to the new console, and they weren't taking full advantage of what the new system could do. And it obviously takes a little bit of time because they need to make sure that there are enough customers to do that before they can begin to produce AAA game titles that take full advantage of what the new systems can do. And until then, I would still say that they are next gen, because there's nothing taking advantage of it.
That actually
that's
makes
another
sense.
thing.
That is a very good point. Never thought about that way.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
But I think we are at that point where what we still call next gen. As far as I know, there is, like, I don't own any of the consoles, but as far as I know, there is beginning to come games that take advantage of the system, and that's basically where, at least for me, you get from the point from being next gen to being current gen.
But I mean, you've seen, for example, the Order 1886. Have you seen that game? That game looks
Cutscene Simulator.
beautiful. That game
About
looks
5 minutes or something. Yeah, it looks really beautiful, and that's because it's now taking advantage of what the system can do. It's a game that's made specifically for the current gen, the newest gen.
Newest, the latest gen.
Yes, and it's making a game that is produced precisely to what the system can do.
Yeah, definitely.
And now think back how long Xbox 360 and PS3 held back PC gaming.
Oh god.
Yes,
That's like the PC master race argument right there.
exactly. Because PC always had the ability.
Thank you, Wolf.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Always had the ability to increase its power. And obviously, developers were not developing games for two different engines. They just created for the not as advanced system and ported it over to the PC, which was Xbox 360 and PS3 at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
A game like
Yeah,
a game
go
like,
ahead.
like Order. Sorry, Skype delayed.
Alright, sorry, you go.
Yeah.
I think an interesting question would be: would current gen, last gen, next gen, would those even exist if consoles didn't exist?
I don't think so.
That's a very good question. Would they?
Mm. If you look at the, for example, GPU production the last years, how it boomed, how advanced it got, and how fast it advanced, I think there would never be.
Advanced like hell. Like I got
Yeah.
like GTX 650, which at the time used to be pretty good, and now it's quite horrible. And I bought that in I think 2013. That was like 2 years ago, and now it's horrible compared to the other ones, like the GTX 900 series, which is just amazing to be honest. Like even 960, that's like more powerful than 770, which is a high-end card, or at least it used to be. And now it's just
And I think what Wolf says is also completely right. PC are always referred to as PC, never next gen. And why is that? That is partly because that whenever someone like AMD, Nvidia, Intel, whoever it is, they make several of the same kind because they know that if they can make one for the extreme users, then they can obviously get more money from that. But they also need to produce it for people who may not be able to afford it.
Exactly.
So they make both expensive versions and cheap versions of the same. You never see that for a console. You never see what someone like make. And when Sony came with the PS4, there was no PS4 Lite, which had reduced graphics and stuff. Like, there's just the PS4. That's all there is. If you can't afford it, too bad.
yeah, exactly. Like, of course, that actually brings me to the topic. Like, I get why consoles are so popular. It's because some people just don't care about the whole, the PC stuff. They just want to play a game. That's about it. They come, from their work, see their girlfriends, that sort of thing. Maybe they just don't have time to fiddle around with, PC stuff in that, They just want to play a game, that's about it. And so they get the console, that's pretty much it. You don't have to worry about any of the technical stuff. You can just play your games and they'll work. For sure.
Exactly.
At least I hope so.
Exactly.
But of course,
the thing
PCs
is-
are always better, but that shouldn't be like they're better than consoles as an option. But specs-wise and technical related stuff-wise, they're always going to be better. No question
And-
about it.
And if you think of it, a console is basically a PC, just with a custom.
They just
So OS.
designed to
operating
play
system,
games
yes.
and nothing else.
Yes.
Exactly.
I
But
think.
it still uses, for example, in processor like an Intel processor.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like
NVIDIA graphics, all sorts of
Yes.
stuff. I think one of the reasons why PC is, for me at least, the same as Mythred, who says that PCs are the best. I think part of that reason as well is, even though that the consoles are technically, yes, a PC, a computer, you have more opportunities with a PC. PS4 and Xbox One are beginning to make stuff like that happen. Like you can browse on them, you can use Skype, Steam, and other stuff on it. But still, like the possibilities you have on a PC, it's just like pretty much everyone has a PC. Like you can't use.
Take a look at the map. Not the map, but the chat. The manifestation of the existential paradigm of infinite system. I can't even read that. Can somebody else try that?
No thanks.
Nope.
I'm smart, but not that smart.
And we're not English speaking.
Also, we're not talking about math. We're talking about games here.
Yeah.
Actually, consoles about consoles using stuff that PC uses. Look at my Nintendo Wii. It's small and quite inefficient, but take a look at this. That's ATI.
Yeah.
And ATI used to do graphics cards, and before they were bought by AMD. So yeah.
Yeah.
I might have to take it back. So somebody talk something.
But then again, like the Wii, Nintendo, what they did was absolutely brilliant. They wanted to compete alongside the Xbox 360 and the PS3, and what they did was absolutely brilliant. They came up with a completely new and unique idea for how you could do console gaming, and it absolutely boomed. Even though the technical part of it, it was so much worse than the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Those two had a lot better hardware in them, no doubt about it. Games were much prettier on them, but Nintendo were just being clever about it and came with that unique idea that made them, and it was also an idea that appealed to a wide range of age groups. So you could see like 7 and 6 years old play the Wii, have a lot of fun. You could see seniors. I even saw up to like 70 and 80 year old people play the Wii and have a lot of fun. Yes, and the Wii was also a lot cheaper. So what they did was absolutely brilliant. Yeah,
because it was more affordable by families. Basically, people who don't care about specs and how powerful their console is, but as long as they can like play games, and that's about it. It's part of the advertisement. Like you see those advertisements in which like the Japanese men come to their homes and the door. We would like to play. We would like to play. And they basically take the Wii console into their rooms and they basically start bowling. They start playing bowling games and, boxing and, soccer moms and, parents see that, oh, that might be very fun. Well, let's get that for our kids. Yeah. And because, parents get that too. Unlike, say, Call of Duty, which will show up, to their parents like, oh god, that's violent and stuff. Oh my god, they're shooting people. That's not good for our kids. Let's get that bowling game instead. So they go to the stores and get that, bowling game because it's cheap. It's more cheap, cheaper than the, say, PS3 or 360. They also got the motion controls. That's, wonderful for people who want to lose weights. Wii Fit, we got that one as well. Somewhere in our closets. We have a ton of Wii stuff, by the way. I used to have, like, Guitar Hero stuff for Wii, but that's another thing. It's just good for everybody, basically.
Yeah, and I really don't think, like, yes, it was way cheaper, but I don't think that was the main cause of it booming that much. I think it was the uniqueness, and it spoke to pretty much everyone. Obviously, the fact that it was cheaper helps a lot. It really does. There's no doubt about it. But I don't think that was the main thing about it.
I've actually heard about this one guy who works at a gaming store, and basically had like lots of parents or moms come by and say, "Can I get that bowling game?" And he would like point them to oh, you mean the Nintendo Wii? I was like, I guess. So they just got it. Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
Obviously, as Wolf said, it's a great party machine. Like, I spent so many evenings. Like, once we had like exchange students come by to our house, and basically didn't know what to do with them. Like, except for chatting, having dinner. So we played Wii U. Not Wii U, but Nintendo Wii with them.
Yeah.
Just party games. That's about it. And they had a ton of fun. It's a great party machine.
Like, it's basically the console version of a board game, really.
Sometimes, yes. Look at Mario Party.
Kinda. Yeah, you have a point there. Not quite, but kinda. Because a board game can be lots of stuff. Like we just talked about, board game simulator. But, you have a point there. That's a very good point.
The thing about it is, it's family friendly.
Yep.
And that sells a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know how well, like, children's movies and, family movies are doing, like the animated ones, say DreamWorks and Pixar, how well they're doing? Because they're family friendly.
And not only family friendly, but even though, like, even we are sitting here at the at our age ranges, we also kind of like them.
Yes. I'm looking very much forward for the Inside Out movie coming this year or next year. I'm hyped about this shit.
That
it's
one.
It's a kid movie.
I actually saw a teaser for that while I was going
Yes.
with Maru to see the Cinderella movie. I saw a little teaser of that. That looked very hilarious. Like, that's a family movie.
did.
Like, I used to like movies like Incredibles because it was a family movie. Like, sure, it would be like kid friendly, children would watch that without problems, but it also had some adult themes in there, such as, say, cheating on your wife. Which
Not only
kids
that,
don't
but
get.
jokes for
Spoilers.
adults only.
Well,
I mean,
The Incredibles, that came in 2005, I believe, 2004.
Yeah.
It's like,
I have
what?
never seen it.
My God, that's a long time
Have,
ago.
have you seen
10
Shrek?
years. I feel old now. Oh God.
Yes, I've seen Shrek. Yes, I've seen
Yes.
Shrek.
Okay, so no spoilers here. You know the scene where they stand in front of the castle?
Yeah.
In
so.
which one?
Which one?
The first one.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So Shrek leans over to the donkey and says, "You think he's overcompensating for something?
Mm.
For a kid, it's nothing special. It's nothing, not funny at all. But for a parent, it's hilarious as shit."
Yep.
Exactly.
Exactly. And even though I've never seen The Incredibles, I knew exactly what you were talking about based on the other movies I've seen because they are really, really good at doing that sort of stuff.
And they are produced with love, and you see that. It's not like we need to get this out now, and then
It's like
publish some shit.
back when you were a kid and I watched The Incredibles. Most of the talk I didn't get that much, but it had some action scenes in it, and I totally got that one as a kid. As an 8-year-old kid, I was like, "Oh my God, that's awesome!" But now that I actually watched it, like I think a month ago, I watched it again. I get it totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like completely new sides that I can get as a kid, which is amazing, like mind blowing. What? Seriously, amazing.
I think we have managed to derail it away from gaming.
I can
Yeah.
re-rail it to gaming again. Seeing
ahead.
this phenomenon, seeing a movie you've seen as a child now, I've experienced that with the game as well. I have played Harry Potter, the first game, on the PC as a child, and I never got past one point because I was too scared to play it and it was too hard for me. And then last year I streamed it, and I just finished it in, I guess, 3 to 4 hours. I thought to myself, what the fuck? You did not manage to do that? It's quite awesome to see that.
Actually have the same feeling when I played through the Sly Cooper games. I kind of like back when I was a kid. They were like hard as hell. Like in this one mission, you have to blow up this dam with a helicopter.
Yeah.
In one mission, and back when I was a kid, I used to like throw my controller at the wall, and that's so fucking hard. I can't play this through. And now, I think a year ago I tried it again. I made it in on the first try.
Yeah, it's quite awesome.
Yeah, totally. I believe we hit the 1 hour mark, and I believe my mouth's getting a little dry. Should we have a little small break here at this point?
Yes.
let's take a break.
Let's do that.
Ladies and
Let's
gentlemen,
do that.
after the break, we'll come back with news related to gaming scenes, and that'll be great. So stay tuned for that. I think we're gonna have a little bit of a trivia at this point. I think the break shouldn't be that long. I think like 5 to 10 minutes should be enough.
Yeah. A 10-question trivia would probably be good.
Let me get some music for you. Thank you so much, guys, for watching until this point, and we'll come back in about 5 minutes. So,
See you after the break.
See you after the break. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We are now back in our VNC podcast.
Hello.
There we go. Let's get out of that thing. And let's bring up the... Oh god, it's a little out of proportions. There we go. That's good. I set the chat open, like there in the Skype, and it kinda moved your face a little bit. It's fine. It's fine now. Everything's fine. Okay, so after the before the break, we talked about a little bit of everything. Pretty much what games we've been playing. You know, talked a little bit about indie games and pricing the stuff that it kind of off-railed to PC versus consoles, and Nintendo, and suddenly we were talking about family movies, and back to games.
Took the segue like a boss.
Segue! Derailed. Derailed. Hashtag derailed. There needs to be a thing. We just start selling t-shirts out of that. Hashtag derailed.
Oh yes, we should.
I'd definitely buy that for some podcast. No, not even kidding. Seriously, I would do that. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have another break at some point. Should this last long enough? We might as well, when we're having the community night thingy, if we're gonna have that.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna have that after the broadcast. And I'm gonna have
Probably.
to eat at that point because I'm getting a little hungry. For now, I'll just eat some tugs.
I'm sorry, but I will have some soup later this podcast.
Some soup, really now. Okay.
I'm sick, I'm allowed
I
to have soup.
think this is the point in which we just start eating stuff.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Oh god, you got something else. Well.
Bacon chips.
Oh, you son. Alright. Let's just gonna watch us. Until you have 7 Victorynuts. What?
What?
So,
Right.
what do we have on the agenda for now?
Eating for now, I guess. Until Mythred has chewed up.
Oh god, no god. Don't! Oh god, the food porn. Oh, not the food porn. Everybody's gonna become hungry.
By the way, we are not sponsored by Chuck.
Not sponsored
Not
by
yet.
Puck. Not yet.
Yet.
Yeah, you should probably think about. Also, Sprite. I don't think Sprite's gonna. I don't know.
Probably not.
I'm not showing the labels.
If you are next time watching this podcast, there will be pop-up ads everywhere, and Sprite will flash the screen every couple seconds.
Each of 2 nuts. Oh, I see what you did there. Oh, snap. It's actually true. It's very much true. Actually, I've got an email.
Tyler, damn it!
Alright. We're also supposed to talk about news, eh? Am I
Yes.
right? Eh? Canadian. Alright. Alright, let me take a look up some news. I actually did that last night. GTA Online trailer shows handsome Heath on PC. Yeah, there's actually gonna be a PC release for GTA 5 very shortly here, I believe this month. If I remember correctly. Hype, I guess.
Sorry, what? I was not listening for a couple seconds. I'm sorry!
So yeah, apparently GTA 5 is gonna be released by soon for PCs. 2 years
I would
late.
love to have... I would love to have the game, but I'm afraid my PC can't handle it. So I'm kind of mad.
I think my PC could actually handle GTA 5, but I don't think that's the issue. I think it's
What's
the
the
price
issue
that's
there?
the issue.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a $60 release. I think people who already have GTA 5 and are wishing to have it on PC, there's going to be a little bit of a obstacle, a little bit of a
Yes.
gap they need to get over. But I'm sure the game's going to look just awesome, I imagine.
I mean, the
Yeah.
pictures I've seen, they look fantastic, and we already know the game is good, but $60 for a new game?
But it does run on 60 FPS though.
Yeah, and I think I honestly think like that's one of the reasons why indie games are so popular at the moment. Because
Cheap.
you can, yes, because you can like get a really good indie game for $10-15, euros,
Yes.
whatever you're.
But obviously, GTA 5 is a good fun. Nevertheless,
Definitely,
the price.
definitely.
I've actually played that with a friend of mine because he actually did have GTA 5 on his console. My god, that game! It's seriously, it's a lot of fun. Even though I don't like, I'm not very much into games like GTA, but you know, it's all good fun, especially with a friend.
Yeah.
I definitely need to get it. No doubt about it.
And stream it?
Maybe.
I think I'm gonna get that game like 1 year after release, once it goes like to $30, because I'm in no hurry to get GTA 5 because
Yeah.
that game's just not gonna go old.
I mean, I've waited 2 years, and I can wait one more year.
Yeah, I mean, people are still playing San Andreas, then that game's like 10 years old now, so I imagine it's
Yeah.
not gonna be a problem. So yeah, I like the old saying goes, a beggar cannot be in a hurry.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. I think that's about
Did
it
one of
for- Oh, sorry.
Did one of you guys activate the link detector, or is MG back?
Yeah, that was me.
Not me.
Alright, okay.
I'm not doing anything with Vicky. I'm a little scared to do anything with Vicky. I might just screw something up.
I kind of feel like we need the URL detect.
But kind of, yeah. We're having
Yeah.
a bit of shady activity going on. Less or more, but, you know, it's all good fun. No offense to everybody watching here. You guys all are great for watching this. Please stay here. You're amazing, all. Every single one of you.
We love you.
We love you.
Yes, we do.
I have some hearts for you, actually.
Okay, there we go. That's stuff taken care of.
I have some hearts for you guys. It's a heart.
So, did you have any related
your heart.
news?
News. I'm gonna go down. Yeah, I have plenty of news actually. Yeah.
Hit us.
Okay. So this is actually quite interesting. Sony buys out and shuts down OnLive game streaming service. So basically, if you back in 2012 heard about this, like it's this small thingy which you connect into your console. Apparently, you can basically stream all your games online to your friends and whatnot. Basically, the same stuff that Steam is currently doing, but basically meant for consoles. Made it a little bit easier.
What
Right.
though?
I can actually share you the news.
No, on live. That was for PC gaming.
Was that?
Yes,
I'm seeing.
it was. What is? At least that's how it was originally intended to be used. It was meant to be a way for you to be able to play AAA games on your very much not
Yeah.
AAA computer, and you would be able to stream them. So your computer didn't have to process the graphics, only process the video, which would make it a lot lighter for low-end computers to be able to play the big games.
I'll actually link you the article if you want to. On Games Radar.
Yep, go ahead.
Have they named any reasons why they stop it?
What is the again?
Well, oddly
actually
enough,
sure.
it was never. It's kind of weird because it was never a thing that really took off. It was kind of weird because the idea is absolutely amazing. At least for like the purpose. Like you can sit on a shitty laptop and you could sit and play GTA 5 possibly without it having any problem on the highest resolution, the highest graphics, without any problems using on live. For some reason, they just never managed to get the user base for it. That was really the main problem about it.
Too bad.
Too bad, yeah. Well, rest in peace on live, I guess. Pretty much. Let's see.
I mean, the idea is brilliant.
The idea is absolutely brilliant. The question is, though, will we see someone else attempt something similar?
No, I don't think so.
How come?
If it didn't work then, then I don't think it will work now. I can't imagine that.
Well, the thing is, it was pretty pricey. And I think that has a lot to do with it.
How pricey was it?
I can't remember. But it had some interesting ideas, really. It had, as far as I remember, you could actually even rent video games. So at a very reduced price, you could buy a video game and have it available for you for X amount of days, hours, whatever it was. And you could try it out. And then you could buy it for full price if you wanted to and keep it forever.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is very awesome. Just going back to GTA 5, preload begins on April 7th. Next Tuesday.
That's really soon, actually.
So, hype.
And
Hype for everybody who's anticipated for that. So, there you go.
I would love to get it, but it's just so expensive.
It's goddamn expensive. Like, a student like me, I cannot afford that.
Same here.
I mean, I can, but I have to live on PC for a little bit. So.
I'm happy that I could afford this thing this month.
Hey, Henlan, what's
up?
up?
I never had an Xbox controller in my life before. I could finally afford one. I'm happy about that one.
I've actually got two of them. I've got wired here, and then I've got the wireless one somewhere here. I imagine it was... Well, it's somewhere. Anyway. Let's see what else. Oh, that one is actually quite new. I didn't notice that yesterday. Microsoft ceases production for Kinects for Windows.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, apparently that was a thing. There will be no more Kinect sensors manufactured specifically for the PC, Microsoft has said, with the company instead focusing on the console version of the hardware. Announced in a post on the Kinect for Windows blog, Microsoft claims unprecedented demand for the dev version of the hardware means he has been unable to manufacture enough for the motion, voice, skin, blood sending cameras. That sounds odd. While Microsoft did announce it was discontinuing sales of the original Kinect for Windows last year, it was understood the company would continue pushing the PC-specific peripheral in its V2 guise. Not so. Instead, Microsoft is consolidating all of its monthly repayments into one easy-to-manage... Wait, wrong thing? I mean consolidating everything into one version of the Kinect that for the... Xbox One console. I'm just reading this on the PC Gamer site. It's news. Apparently that was a thing. I didn't even know about that. But you know, as soon as soon as I saw that Kinect thing, like obviously Kinect is looked upon in quite a negative light, at least before the Xbox One release. Like people didn't like the fact that it was like it had to be constantly on and you know watching you and that sort of stuff.
Yes.
People didn't take like on that quite positively.
I don't know why. I mean, I don't see a problem at all.
Yeah, definitely. Jeez. Anyway, let's see.
I mean, I have webcam on here. It's plugged in all the time and not blocked by anything. But
Kinect is horrible. Like we're running webcams here. Anybody could be watching us. At any time given.
Yep.
Someone could be watching us right now?
What? Really? Could be?
What?
No, nonsense.
Quick,
Hide,
hide!
everybody,
So-
hide.
So apparently, Microsoft themselves has stated that it is possible to maybe have Windows be open source.
Yeah, I'm reading that the
Wow.
same thing right now. That'd be amazing. Considering
It,
from
it
the-
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't actually too long ago, maybe a few weeks or something like that. That even Microsoft announced that Windows 10 would be a free update for any user of Windows 7 and Windows 8, and it wouldn't matter if you got it legit or illegally.
That would be a huge service. But
It is a huge...
Because-
I don't know why they're doing that.
As far as I know, they simply made it so the software does not check if the current system is legit. It basically all it looks for is, first of all, obviously, if you have Windows 7 or Windows 8, because that's like the main pre-requirement for it. And secondly, it checks if your hardware can run it, and that's all it checks for. If both of those requirements are met, then you can get Windows 10 for free.
that would be a
But I-
huge service for, like, what do you think of it? Like, people who build PCs, they're gonna get like 100 euros off because they don't have to pay for Windows, pretty much.
Yes.
Yep.
Unless, they already don't have Windows. I imagine everybody does have the, installer for Windows. I guess.
Probably, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I don't see why they are making it free, to be honest.
Why wouldn't they?
I don't
Like,
see the reason.
if you want to price your product free, is always the best one. Well, I guess not, but it's the most attractive one as a price for the consumer.
Sure. But where do they benefit from it? In a financial way? That's the question I'm asking myself.
That is a very good question, and I
I
wish I.
think it may be to compete against Apple, honestly.
Could be.
Huh.
I think they are the main company they want to rival with. Obviously, pretty much any gamer ever will always go Windows. But
Always.
yeah,
Or Steam
but-
OS,
oh.
potentially, but even that's a little fiddly.
Unless you are an idiot and prefer Apple over Windows, and even when it comes to gaming. Mike, I'm talking to you.
what?
A friend of mine, he's preferring Apple
Oh.
over Windows when it comes to gaming.
The thing is, though, like when it comes to gaming on any OS, getting it, yes, technically you can get it to work on Mac OS. Yes, technically you can get it to work on Linux, but holy crap, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, Linux does have a huge amount of potential, but it's just not used properly. Like,
Yeah.
Linux could have endless possibilities, but it's just used wrong.
But then again, like Linux is open source.
Yeah,
Who says that Windows 10 won't have the same problem if it's going to be open source?
because Windows actually works, and it could be
Yes.
used
Yeah.
for many, things.
Yeah, but the thing is, as soon as you make it open source, maybe Microsoft don't really want to develop a lot for it anymore. Like that's the main thing about Windows, Windows OS basically. They are the main proprietor of that software. They need to make sure it works constantly to be able to compete with other companies. As soon as they make it open source, they can basically just look at any consumer, any buyer of the software ever, and simply say, you know what? If you want this thing so badly, why don't you go and make it yourself?
So what you're saying is they become lazy.
I don't know. I'm
Um,
just
Not necessarily.
throwing. I'm just throwing things out. Honestly, we first of all we don't even know if it's gonna be open source, and that's the first thing. Second of all, we don't know if that's what they are gonna do, if that's the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, pretty much that. Yeah, definitely. You had a great thing going on. It's just, yeah. Anyway, let's see. Okay. H1Z1 makes big changes with the Big Damn patch. The Big Damn patch went live this morning.
That's another one of those games that's really new, and I have absolutely no interest in. It's pretty much the same for me with something like DayZ. I have absolutely no interest in it. I have to admit.
Yeah, the Zombie Survival Sandbox H1Z1 has been updated with a big damn patch. And I mean that in the most literal sense possible. The big damn patch went live this morning, incorporating changes and additions, including the major overhaul to the... Is that damn? Oh, it's like a DAM, like damn. Oh, damn area. New male character model, various bug fixes, changes to zombie spawns, findable craftable workbenches, and gun dismantling. Take that, DayZ. I imagine DayZ doesn't have like gun dismantling, as far as I know. Although, I have no idea. I played a bit of DayZ myself, and I really like the game. I didn't like the fact that it's not developed that much. It's getting updates quite rarely. Some bug fixes there and there, but it's been on early access for quite some time now, so...
They say don't buy this game if you expect a finished game, or every update's now and then. They warn you before you're buying it, so there's no reason to complain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is a thing that a lot of people complain about, sadly, because they don't understand it's not a complete game, and it's warned. Like, don't buy this game, it's not complete. Don't buy it if you don't want it, you know, incomplete. But yeah, let's see. Is there anything news? EA seeks Star Wars Battlefront playtesters for next week.
Star Wars Battlefront next week playtest?
Yeah, apparently it's some area in... let me see. Hold on. Electronic Arts is offering playtest sessions next week of 3 to 4 hours in length at its Redwood Shores location in California and at the Burnaby campus in British Columbia.
Damn.
So not...
I like that news.
Not in the internet, but like in this local area somewhere.
Still awesome.
Still awesome, yeah, definitely. I'm really hoping that EA doesn't screw up this game. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this game for a while now. I mean, Battlefront 3, come on. Remember Battlefront 2?
I mean, I promise... Yes.
That
I promised myself to
brilliant.
never buy an
Sorry?
I promised myself never to buy an EA title again, because EA is a bitch, but...
Yeah, me too, but if
I might break this rule for Battlefront.
But we have to see if it actually works. If the game actually succeeds.
And that's the thing.
Yes.
Like, you give EA a lot of shit about what they do, and yes, they have had quite a lot of problems. Obviously, there was a lot of hate against EA when they made SimCity. There was a lot of hate when they made Sims 4 because basically there were no pools and there were no children.
There was a lot of hate because SimCity was always online, yeah, definitely. That one.
Exactly. I think, and like previously we talked about big companies, that you wanted to see big companies take risks, do something differently. And that's exactly what they did with SimCity. They exactly did that. The ability to only play multiplayer online with regions with other people. That's a risk. But people hated it.
Why, that's a different kind of a risk. That's just annoying kind of a risk. What we meant about risks when it comes to, you know, games, I think it's more about gameplay-wise, but, you know, not like, you know, stuff like, say, always online. That's just, well, I guess in matter of fact, that might be actually, like, part of the gameplay, but it's not the same thing, kinda, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and obviously, like, when EA published SimCity, I'm 100% sure that the hidden agenda about the always online part was that then they would hopefully be able to tackle piracy.
That's not the way you do it, though.
Maybe it is, maybe it's not.
Yeah. But
I mean,
it's quite hard.
There's always a way to pirate a game, even if it has to be online 24/7.
Somebody will eventually figure it out. It's almost like a challenge to the hackers and, you know, crackers out there. Whenever crack games. It's like the harder you make your anti-piracy systems, the harder they will also try. If you don't just try, that much, sure, there's going to be a lot of piracy, but at least it's not considered as a challenge to crackers. That's I think that's the mentality. I'm not sure because I've never gone into that sort of stuff.
I heard about what they did for The Sims 4 when it comes to piracy, and that was absolutely hilarious.
What did they do?
So I don't know if you've ever played any Sims game, basically.
Yes.
I think I've heard a little bit about this, but do go on.
But like whenever any person in Sims goes to the toilet or goes to the bathroom, there's like this sensor feature.
Yes.
So that you actually can't see anything, because obviously it's a family game, it's a kids game, so they obviously can't have stuff like that. So as far as I heard, in the piracy version of the game, what would happen is that this sensor thing would slowly be increasing in size.
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
And I even think it was something about like the persons at some point they would just continuously go to the bathroom like all the time, and then the sensor thing would slowly be bigger and bigger and like get bigger and bigger until you basically couldn't see anything.
Holy crap, that's amazing.
That's pretty amazing.
I even thought I'm pretty sure I saw an exchange between a player who complained about that. And they said, like, I don't know what happened to my game, but suddenly, like, my person wouldn't stop going to the toilet, and the sensor thing became bigger and bigger. And the first reply was, well, maybe you should have bought the game instead of pirated it. That was the first response.
And it's the best response.
Damn.
What?
I have to admit, that's one of the things I find absolutely hilarious, is when big... any company really, they decide to do something to avoid with piracy, or to do something about piracy in any way, shape, or form.
But they do it creatively, like
yes,
they
exactly.
use creativity.
And I believe when Assassin's Creed, the first one, came out, they also did something. They made some of the areas unable to go into. I honestly I can't remember how it worked.
Me neither, actually. The game was released in 2007, so I cannot remember. It was a while ago, anyway. Oh, what's this now? Let me see that real quick. Just be right back. Okay, it looks like we just lost Raph now for a little bit.
Oh.
You didn't have to type in the chat, though. Anyway. We were talking about piracy stuff. I think we just lost it because... We lost Raph! Oh god! It's horrible. Okay, let me just quickly go through some news, see if I can potentially find something. Hearthstone Blackrock Mountain is out right now, and people are very excited about that. Apparently, offering a new campaign split into 5 wings and adding 31 new cards. The Blackrock expansion also adds a new game board, 9 new class challenges, and a heroic mode. Pretty much. So, anybody of you played Hearthstone?
Nope.
Yes.
Alright. It's a Blizzard game, hence I will never play it.
I've actually played a bit of Hearthstone myself too. I think I was playing Hearthstone ever since the beta testing. I got a beta key. And I got really hooked into that thing. But I realized the game actually has sort of this thing called meta decks. Basically, if people figure out which decks are actually the best ones, which will definitely get you a win every time. I don't like that. I like people who actually make their decks by themselves. They don't look like any info like, here's the exact deck which will get you 100% win. Well, no, always like 100% win. You might get unlucky with your, deck, but, pretty much unbeatable decks. which is what
The
I'm
thing
talking
is-
about. And I don't like
thing-
that. It's basically ladders get filled with that thing, and it's horrible. That's why I stopped playing.
I think it's because Hearthstone has a limited amount of cards. If you look at any other trading card game, for example, Magic the Gathering, look at the amount of cards. It's
Yeah,
fucking,
exactly.
Fucking huge.
There's
Yeah.
so many cards.
But
And
then
I-
again, like part of that reason is also because like Hearthstone is pretty new. It's relatively new. And when they decided to make that Blizzard, they had to start from completely blank. Magic the Gathering was a thing way before the games became a thing. And basically they could just take all of the cards and recycle them into the game. And they would have a huge amount of cards at that point. So
Yeah.
that obviously has something to do about it.
Obviously, yeah. Like, the game only has, like, less than 50 legendaries, if I remember correctly. That says a lot. And I remember the time when there were, like, not enough legendaries to fill one deck. I remember that time. But then
Yep, same here.
they basically added more legendaries, and, you know, it changed the game a little bit.
So, if we can quickly go back to piracy, and I would also include exploiting in that.
Sure.
Apparently, the people behind GTA 5 actually did something quite cool as well for online exploiting. I'm just going to read out the article. Grand Theft Auto players recently found an exploit that allowed players to import a rare car from single player into GTA Online. This rare car is called Dugo Death. According to the GTA Wiki, this car is very durable and has better acceleration than other Duke models. Instead of fixing it to not allow this car into GTA Online, Rockstar did something different to handle the issue. Now, if you try to get into this car, the car immediately explodes. You can't survive the explosion at all. And it basically ends up by saying, well played, Rockstar, well played.
Alright. So, there we
Well,
go.
it's a lazy way of...
Maybe.
Yeah, but it's a good way. I like it.
I like it when they do something like that. Instead of just constantly like fixing it and basically they probably had a fix for it if they really wanted to push that. But like going the humorous route instead is absolutely I much prefer that, and I like it when companies decides to do that.
Yeah, same here.
Just looking through the news. Well, Binding of Isaac Rebirth is going to be on Nintendo consoles, including 3DS and Wii U.
Yes.
Yep,
Great!
I
Go
like it.
Nintendo.
like that idea.
You're actually
like that
doing
idea.
something right for once. Yeah.
Well, it's more Edwin McMillan.
Yeah, really glad about, Binding of Isaac being on consoles now. So it's going to be awesome. Everybody gets a piece of that delicious cake.
Oh yes.
I wonder how it'll work on 3DS though. Like, how would the touchscreen be implemented?
A menu. I don't know.
Menu? I'm not sure. Maybe it'll like show
Maybe.
you the items that you've gotten.
Or the map in general.
Oh yeah, the
Just a
map,
bigger version.
definitely. Yeah, the map. That would make sense, I guess. But
Otherwise,
yeah, it's the fact that it's a touchscreen. Still, you would kind of think that would be more efficient. You could figure out some special use for that touchscreen, but I guess not. I guess it's fine. I don't know. I don't own a 3DS, so I don't know.
yeah, same here.
Probably never gonna own one, actually. I don't like Nintendo, the direction they're going into as a company.
Which is?
Well, basically, if you know about the YouTube Nintendo partnership program,
Yeah.
so basically people could like register videos or like whole channels for Nintendo, and they would take a portion of your ad revenue from the videos you upload on YouTube, and they have to be like approved by Nintendo. They don't have like any, they can't have anything explicit in their videos. you know, something like, I don't know if swearing is an issue, but you know,
I bet it is. It's a family company. Nintendo
But-
is.
yeah, but like, one thing you would think about that, like, would that affect reviews as well? About game reviews?
Yes.
Because if it does, that's gonna contradict Nintendo's company. You know, all the first-party games. Like, imagine, like, every single review done by, you know, critics and that sort of stuff, they're gonna have to be approved by Nintendo. Like, will that
Yeah.
affect their... Are they gonna become biased? Like, can the reviews have anything negative in them? That comes into question.
Yeah, I think I could imagine it would be the same as what was the game? The Rust clone or the one survival multiplayer game? Day One? Garry's Instinct?
Garry's Incident. Are you talking
Garry's
about
Incident,
that?
Day One. Yes, Skinner. Yes, exactly.
Didn't TB get like a DMCA claim for that, for the review? Because the developer didn't
Yes.
like it. So basically,
Exactly. The developer didn't like reviews on Steam, he blocked them. He didn't like reviews on YouTube, he blocked them. Big asshole.
yeah, that's basically a very bad thing. Yeah, but you know, that actually recalls me about. Do you know Jim Sterling? Yep. Basically, I can't remember the game exactly, but he got a DMCA claim from an indie developer whose game basically Jim Sterling reviewed and did a video about. And he basically said that Jim Sterling was bullied. Actually, sorry, the other way around. The developer was bullied by Jim Sterling. That's not how you respond to it.
Not
That's
really,
the
no.
complete opposite. Like, he's bullying Jim Sterling for doing that. Seriously, like, you lose all of your ad revenue from that video. You're probably gonna have to, if you can't respond it to, you know, to the thing, you might just end up in a court,
Yep.
and that's gonna ruin your lives pretty much. If it ends up being like very complex, that may take years. It's basically ruining your lives there by issuing the DMCA claim. And basically it also ruins your reputation as a developer. That's even more horrible.
Pretty much, yes. I don't know. People are stupid sometimes.
People are very stupid sometimes. But you know
They
what's not
definitely are.
stupid? Elite, you know what is not stupid?
What?
Elite Dangerous is now on Steam.
Yes! I want the game, but I don't have the money.
Me too. I really want it. It looks amazing, but I can't afford it. It's 50 bucks. Freaking. I wish I could get it.
Ah.
I was gonna respond to that, but anyway. I was gonna break the combo. Damn it. Anyway. StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void, closed beta now live. That's gonna be awesome. I actually own a copy of StarCraft 2, but I suck at it.
I never played StarCraft, to be honest.
Don't.
Never did.
Unless you're going for the story or the arcade, don't get it. It's just the multiplayer, you're gonna get your ass handed to you. Unless you exceed in, you know, stuff like Red Alert 2 or Command and Conquer. If you have a history of that, you probably are good, but other than that, you might be better off not getting it.
Too many Asians online. That's what
Too
you're
many-
saying.
Not racist, they're actually better than us. Like, that's a real thing. Like,
Yes, they are.
They play that thing at schools. That's why they're so
Yes.
goddamn good at it. Like, World Championships, they have their own, you know, division.
Yeah.
Because they're so goddamn good at the game. And you know, if you know the European division, they're basically all Koreans. Just playing, you know, they're representing each country. But they're, you know, ethnically Korean. But, you know, I don't think it's... I don't want to sound like a racist here. Like, they're actually good at the game. Seriously.
Yes, they are.
They're
It's
really
amazing.
good at
Have
the
you
game.
seen the tournaments?
I've watched a couple of them. Yeah.
So many clicking.
Yeah, like RPMs, like they've gone way above the clouds. Like it's ridiculous. And, Europeans just can't stand stands. Koreans just dominating that
Yes.
in SC2. That is. In Dota, I don't think that's the same thing. I think I would almost say that Europeans are better off in games like Counter-Strike, in which they are like, you don't have to do like multitasking or microing. But it's
You
more like
have to multitask.
well, kind of, yeah. It's not about, yeah. Sorry, that was the wrong word, I guess. Like multitasking, yeah, but I think it's more about tactics. Tactic works. Like in SC2, you have to make like these groups and that sort of stuff. Have to micro them while at the same time you have to take care of the production. In
Yeah.
CS:GO, you only have to plan out how you're gonna take out your enemy or plant the bomb.
Yes, basically, you're right.
And it's more about reaction shots and that sort of stuff. But not to say that that doesn't take skill, but it's definitely like it's different, and that's why I think
It's a different skill, yes.
Yeah, it takes skill, but in a different way. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree to that.
Yeah. Same goes with Dota, pretty much.
Yeah, or LOL.
Or LOL.
But we don't talk about LOL.
We don't talk about LOL.
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 I'm one of I'm one of the people that I really don't understand what's so interesting about MOBAs.
I don't know. They are all the same, basically.
I really don't get it. I really don't get it. But I think it also comes down to the fact that I just don't like to be. I don't like multiplayer where you go up against each other.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it also depends about how and who and what game. I think that has a huge impact in it because obviously, like several times we have played worms against each other.
Yes.
But
But Worms is just fun.
that's just
Well,
fun. Yeah.
Exactly. And obviously, you're probably not going to be able to see a worms turn into an esport. But then again, like it is still a multiplayer game where you play against other people.
Yeah.
I guess it's the
Definitely
same
right.
thing as if you were watching, say, boxing or hockey, but it's just in video games. When it comes to the esports, it's pretty much the same thing.
Maybe yeah.
Just
Little different.
just
Because-
to quick derail. Is there actually an ESL on sport games, like football or ice hockey?
That's what?
What? Sorry?
Is there an ESL for sport games?
Oh, you mean like stuff like FIFA or NHL?
Yes.
I
I
know
imagine
at least.
FIFA might have something, but I'm not sure about NHL. Like, at least not on ESL or, MLG. I imagine those networks don't have anything for FIFA or NHL games, but I cannot be sure. Somebody in the chat, if somebody knows, could you correct us about this? But I have no idea.
I know that in Denmark, there is a Danish championship in FIFA.
Yeah, I mean, in Finland you have like this, I think Finland versus Sweden match held in the Stockholm and Helsinki, and it's just NHL. Then that's a thing.
Interesting.
I think last year Finland won, like both matches.
And then you just think back at it and you think, oh, it's too bad it's not the real thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Like it wouldn't surprise me, and it especially wouldn't surprise me for a game like FIFA. I think at least when you look at some of the other titles, something like NBA, you look at something like baseball, you look at something like NHL, they are much more situated, like probably NHL is very popular in Finland and Canada, I would imagine as well. But FIFA is more worldwide.
Yeah.
But because football, pretty much.
Of course it is. Of course it is. But that also means a bigger viewership and a higher chance of maybe there being an ESL for it. I have no idea.
Yeah. All right. So back to news. I think I have one more for news.
Yes.
That is Quantum Break Distorts Time turns 2015 release window into 2016. Bloody hell. It got delayed
What?
again.
What?
Quantum Break by
Oh,
Remedy.
right.
Basically the guys who made Mad Max. Not Mad Max,
Yeah.
sorry, Max Payne. Sorry, not Mad
Yeah.
Max. Max Payne. And
It's Duke Nukem all over again.
oh god, yeah. Actually, when you think of it, like Quantum Break, I think it was meant to be a release game for current gen, at least what you call PS4 and Xbox One, but it got badly delayed, which is, without saying it, it's a disappointment. It could have been a great release title, but it got delayed.
Do you know what the reasoning is behind it?
Let me see if I can read it. I can link you the article. Again, this is from Games Radar. Well, there you go. It's in the Twitch chat. I'm not exactly sure what the reason behind it is, but it just got delayed. Sadly.
Because we've seen that a lot of times before for other games as
Yeah.
well. Like even GTA got
I was just about to
delayed
say.
several times. I think it really depends on what the reasoning is behind all of it.
Yeah, the publisher says it would be would allow them to polish and fine-tune the game to create the kind of standout entertainment and experience fan have.
And that's one
come
of the
to
things
expect.
that's one of the things I'm completely okay with.
Yes.
And I think that's probably one of the problems with when we go and if we talk to something like Ubisoft and EA again, they are really bad at doing that kind of stuff.
I found it.
Because they are basically in a position where regardless of what they do, they will get a lot of hate. Do they publish an unfinished game? They are obviously going to get a lot of hate for that. But do they decide to delay it because they want to finally polish it? They are going to get a lot of hate from that as well.
Yeah. So, a Remedy creative director or something like that, the delay would allow the studio to polish and fine-tune the game to create the kind of standout entertainment experience fans have come to expect from us. So yeah, pretty much fine-tuning and polishing and making the game look good, but I'm not sure about the gameplay. What I've seen, what little I've seen from the gameplay, it looks... I kind of had the same reaction to Alan Wake. It's like, the game's all nice and stuff, but it's like, it's this one single gimmick. Like, for example, you had in Alan Wake, you had the light. Light is a mechanic. You just shoot the enemies with light, and then you can finish them off. Same goes with, like, everything in the game, like, point them at with light. And that's pretty much it. In light, you're safe. You just go behind, under the street lights, and you should be, like, safe. Pretty much. In this game, I think it's pretty much the same gimmicky feel. It's basically just spend time to get, past enemies. That's about it. There's no whole lot of depth going on in there. I don't feel like it could have been. Again, it could have been a great release title, but it got delayed. So pretty much the hype died there. What little the game had as hype.
Too bad.
Too bad. Rip that game for me at least. I'm sure somebody out there still wants the game, but yeah.
No, but in the end, it's always going to be a question, at least for when we look at the AAA companies, because when they do they actually want to completely publish a game? Can they ever do it without getting a lot of hate from it? Can they ever delay a game and not get any hate?
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, people
I think
don't think
one of Yeah, go ahead, Raph.
People don't think enough when it comes to such news. They just read, the game I want so bad is delayed another month. Fuck you. I want it now. But they don't realize how important it is to polish a game and to just fix bugs, for example.
That's what happened to
Yeah, but
Assassin's
for-
Creed Unity. Like that thing was
Yeah.
pushed out the window, and it ended up being horrible.
yeah, exactly.
Like
They
I
should
can,
have kept
I can
on to
bear a
that.
couple of months, as for releasing the game. I'm in no hurry to buy games on release or pre-order. As a matter of fact, I think
But let's-
nobody should pre-order stuff. Yeah. I've gotten used to buying games 1 year after release, so pretty much I'm fine with that. Just
But
take
then
your
again,
time.
like honestly, and it's very easy for the big companies like Ubisoft and EA to get a lot of hate if they decide to delay the game, whatever the reason is behind of it. But I remember when Binding of Isaac Rebirth came out. We were sitting, I think it was 10 or 11 people on
Yes.
TS and spamming Steam for when we were allowed to actually download it and play the game. What if the
Yeah.
game, a week before that, they suddenly announced, you know what, the game is not completely done yet. We need to delay it for another month. We would probably have given Edmund and Nicholas a lot of hate from that as well.
Definitely.
And on the other hand, it's quite a natural reaction. I mean, you get hyped for a thing pretty bad. You are looking forward
of course.
to it.
And
Of
suddenly,
course.
you cannot get to Disneyland.
Exactly.
That day.
It's like a Disneyland. Come on, child. We go to Disneyland this week. Maybe next week.
Well, I think it was Total Biscuit who at some I don't think it was him, but I remember I spoke to someone who said that if he was in charge of a gaming company, and there was a rival company making a similar game, what he would do is he would set a date that he know that he would not be able to comply with, simply to force the other company to come with their game first. And once they had come with their completely unfinished game, with a lot of bugs and stuff, he could simply say, you know what, well, our game is not done yet. We're going to delay it for a little bit. So it would it basically meant that it would be a win-win situation. Because at the end, yes, your game would come out a lot later after, but your game would be finished. And the other game would be completely buggy and almost to the point of non-playable.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kind of douchebag approach to it, but it's a nice idea. An effective idea, at least.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. So, news. I think I'm out. Does anybody of you have anything?
I don't think so.
I imagine not.
No.
Well, we reached the 2-hour mark.
We had, yes.
Yeah, that was great. So far, the pilot episode of VNC Podcast is going great. I think, actually... we call it a day? Or do you have something to discuss about? I mean, we do have some stuff still here. We have some time
Let's
here.
call it a day.
Let's call it a day. So,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's time for the outro. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Let's start with Zarizan. What are you gonna do in the near future on your channel?
I just read Pop's comment.
Yeah.
Christmas is cancelled. You might get those presents on next year.
Maybe. Just maybe.
What a perfect remark to end off with. So, I will... Well, I honestly don't really know, because obviously, like, we have the VNC Rebirth tournament starting out tonight. That is going to take a lot of my time as well, which means that I won't be able to do my normal cast when I want to, because I will have to do stuff for the VNC tournament as well. But I do have, like, I have a few go-to games. I have something like Minecraft, and I have something like Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Those will be two games that I always will be able to play and stream on casts. Besides that, like, I recently completed Fallout New Vegas on stream not too long ago, and I think I've actually decided on the next RPG I will be playing on my stream.
Which is?
You'll have to wait and see.
Oh, tune in next time for Dragon Ball Z.
No.
No. All right, Raph, what are you gonna do in the future? If should you be in that sort of stuff?
Playing games,
All right.
being a jerk shit.
All right.
Yeah.
As for myself, I'm not exactly sure what to do after The Walking Dead. I might continue my previous playthroughs of some sorts. I might start a new game. I still have no idea, but you guys can follow me on Twitter. Just go to twitter.com/mythicalfleets and that'll be great.
I want to be the Bashi.
Maybe. I'm gonna have to finish that game, my god. I've been Ryu already, I cannot go back. I'm a Super
you
Mario.
need to finish. MG needs to finish. I want to be the Boshi as well.
Alright, I guess we can race till the... I guess we can do a race until Solgreen and see which one of us makes it first there. I guess...
Now the next question is, afterwards, after this, are we gonna do some community?
Are you up to that?
Yeah, why not? Like, I guess we can, after this podcast is down, we can shortly talk about, figure out if we want to do something, and maybe get something up and running as soon as possible. But if not, if we decide not to have a community night, there's always going to be at 10 p.m. CEST, basically in 2 hours and 20 minutes from right now. The VNC Rebirth tournament is going to be starting. The first match will be against Reckless TV and Nagasaki Ninja.
Commentators, me and MG.
Yes, and I will be the referee. So if we do some community stuff, it's going to start shortly on this channel as well. If not, come back for the VNC Rebirth tournament.
Oh yeah. And as for the community night, we're going to play some Jackbox or maybe something else. Most likely Jackbox. It's going to be great. That's a fun game in which you can participate, my fellow viewer.
Yes.
You only need a browser. You only need a browser. That's about it. You don't need to play anything. You don't have to register anywhere, and it's all great. I've been playing that for a good few hours, and it's all great fun. So you stay over here on this channel. It's been great. All right, I think that's all for us tonight, and we'll continue with some community nights. My name is Mythred. Sorry, and Raph.
Oh.
I don't know. This is a little weird going on.
It's still the pilot episode.
It's still a pilot episode, but if you did like it, please leave us some feedback, and that'll be great. And if you want to, if you're a caster, and if you're familiar with VNC, send me a message if you want to be a part of this. Maybe be a guest at some points, and we'll negotiate it. We'll gladly have some guests here. That'll be great. I cannot speak anymore. I think I need to regain my English for the tournament. But yeah, I think, do follow us. Twitch.tv/Zarizan, Twitch.tv/Raphnika. Is it Raph?
Yes.
Yeah, Raphnika. Twitch.tv/Mythred. Go follow us.
Last time Raphnika was playing Door Kickers.
Door Kickers.
It's a fun game.
All right. I might have to check that later on. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you after 2 weeks for the next VNC podcast. Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.